Hello and welcome to Public Speaking Tips and Tales with Speaking Coach Kelly. This podcast is dedicated to helping you become a more confident and effective speaker. I'm your host, Kelly K. Walker, and each week we'll dive headfirst into the deep end of public speaking. I'll share real stories from the stage, interview other speakers, and evaluate speeches to show you what works on stage and what doesn't. So let's get started. Hey everybody, it's Kelly K. Walker and welcome to the episode. Today we're going to talk to Anisa Crespo, who is someone that I recently met through a post swap. You guys, post swaps are awesome. I'll probably explain that later. But Anisa lives in Florida, right? Yes.
Yes.
She's over on the East Coast. And she is the owner of $1 Million Mom Society. And we had a really fun conversation a few days ago, and we decided that we should be on each other's podcast and meet each other's audiences and share some golden nuggets. So, Anisa, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself before we start talking about our exciting topic of monetizing Facebook groups?
Yes, Kelly, thank you so much for inviting me today. I'm super excited to share with your audience a little bit about myself and a little bit about what I do. So I am the co-founder of $1 Million Mom Society, along with my beautiful partner, Natasha Navarro. And the way we decided to come together on that was based on collaboration over competition. We had both been in the space of coaching women, pretty much the same avatar as far as the type of moms that we were working with. And we were kind of following each other, and we were like, well, listen, how can we come together and create something even better than what we've built individually? And that's exactly what we did. And we co-founded $1 Million Mom Society. And we have been able to grow a Facebook group from 0 to 10,000 and generate over $40,000 in revenue in less than 4 months. So we are super excited to share those strategies with as many women as possible. And I would invite anyone in your audience who is looking to do something similar to please reach out to me, because we're eager to help.
That is awesome. And also really impressive, because I find sometimes Facebook groups is like a foreign language and I just can't figure it out. I have a lot of Facebook groups and they're essentially dead. So I'm especially excited to hear from you today. And we will put all of your links in the show notes at the end and, under the episode so that people can find you, because I think everybody that watches this is going to want to talk to you and be part of your world of Facebook group awesomeness. So we'll make sure to put all those links in later.
Awesome.
All right, so tell us the secrets.
Yeah, so before we get started, shameless plug, we do have a workshop starting next week. It is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and we will be doing a deep dive into some of the things that I'm going to share about today. So I would like to invite everybody to join us there, and I'll make sure that Kelly has the link that she can post for that. You can go ahead and get registered, and it's just packed full of value. So we'll be doing a live each day for 3 days for 1 hour per day. And if for whatever reason you can't make it to the live, you can catch the replay. So let's just get started. You mentioned a dead group, right? Or dead groups, and people oftentimes don't know how just to crack the code on Facebook groups. And that was me. I had my group for about 4 years. I started it back during the onset of COVID when my twins were born. And that is kind of when I started my journey into entrepreneurship. And, I took advantage of the lockdown and my maternity leave to just dive into some ways to make money online. And I knew that having a Facebook group was one of them, but I never really cracked the code. I think for about 3 or 4 years, I had the group, but nothing was happening in it. I wasn't posting. Nobody else was posting. It was probably less than 200 members in the group, and it was just kind of there. So then I started to get into the space of, how to actually utilize Facebook groups for your offerings, for your, more than just having a community of people, but a supportive community where everybody in there is kind of on the same path and the same journey and doing some of the similar things that you may be doing, and are interested in what you have to offer. So I did some courses, I did some coaching with some wonderful people, and I figured out exactly how to grow very rapidly and monetize my group. So that was the time that Natasha and I kind of partnered up, and we co-founded Million Dollar Mom Society. And it really started off kind of slow. And it's because we didn't really have our niche dialed down.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of like, I want to help women. Well, that's fantastic, but we can't help 4 billion women in the world. And then it's like, well, I want to help moms. And it's like, well, that's great too. But is the mom 65 years old, empty nested, or is she 21 with a newborn? Because those are two different people, right?
Huge.
So once we kind of figured out exactly who our niche was and our ideal client, I mean, the floodgates just opened up for us. So we started to grow our group by leveraging other Facebook groups, and we use very targeted strategies on how to do that. So obviously you want to be hanging out where your ideal client is hanging out, and you want to just be able to go and invite them into your group. One of the big things that I see a lot of is people go and they post and they go straight for the sale. And that is not a great technique. It's not great for conversions. What is great for conversions is driving traffic into your group. And then once they're in your group, they can see all of your different offerings. They can get to know you because they're seeing you. And, you've got them on your email list. You've now created a relationship with them. You've opened up doors for conversations, and now you can sell to them. And they're interested in what you have to offer because you called them in specifically and said, here's what I have inside of this group. Would you like to join me here? And they were like, yeah, I want to be a part of that group. And that's kind of where the magic happens. So we have a 90-day program called Accelerator, where we take people through how to start a group, grow a group, and then monetize the group, and then scale that group so that they're hitting those consistent 5-figure months every month. And that is our 90-day program. So what we start with always, first and foremost, is the avatar, the niche. Who's your ideal client? Who are you speaking to? Because I think we've all heard this before. If you're speaking to everyone, you're speaking to no one.
Right.
And we put a heavy focus on that in the beginning because we can't really do anything with you until that's dialed in. So once that's dialed in, then we move on to the next steps. We're going to talk about, what are you going to call your group? A lot of people miss the boat on this part because they think that, it should be called something short and simple and sweet and maybe use their name, and those are not great tactics. What you want is something that is super dialed in with SEO, which is search engine optimization, but for Facebook. So you want to use keywords so that when people are searching up the things that they might find inside of your group will pop up.
Yeah.
So if you had a group called like Kelly's Cruises, that's not really going to pop. Like, nobody knows what your group is about, right? The name of our group is Million Dollar Mom Society, mission driven moms manifesting money and dreams. So we've got tons of keywords in there. Manifestation, we use manifestation in some of our strategies. Mom, obviously we talk to moms. Money and dreams, we're here to build dreams by making money. So that's just sort of, the reason why you want to maximize the title on your group. Use every character possible, because the more keywords you have, the more success you're going to have with people when they're searching for groups. So once we've got that dialed in. Then we move on to the settings in the group, and every single thing is intentional. Everything is a strategy. There's a technique for and a reason for why we do the things we do when we're setting up the group. So we talk about the 3 questions that you ask when you come into the group. We talk about your description. We talk about your welcome video. I've seen groups that don't even have a welcome video. We
Oh,
literally make sales in our group almost every single day just from our welcome video. People don't even know, like, and trust us yet. They get into the group, they're tagged in a welcome video, and they buy something from us.
oh my God.
Uh,
I do not have a welcome video.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah. There's certain
fix that.
things in the welcome video strategies that we use to, get people interested and let them know what you have to offer, and you get to know what they are interested in by prompting them to comment on the welcome video.
Oh, good.
So that's one of the techniques we use. And then all the different group settings as far as whether it should be public, private, and, posting options and things of that nature. So once we go through all of that, then we're moving right along to, okay, now that we have that set up, we have to talk about the tech piece. So we help with the tech piece, and I have to give credit to my gorgeous partner, Natasha, for this, because I do not care for tech. I love it because we need it, and it really helps us in our business. But I can get hung up on, creating a landing page for 8 hours. So she's she's really good at the tech part of things, and she helps all of our clients with that. So think about this: we add about 200 women per day to our group. We're collecting email addresses. We're asking questions to gain market research on people before they even get into our group, just by the questions.
Yeah.
So, what's happening with all that data? You have to collect that data and put it somewhere. And if you're doing that manually, then you're spending a lot of time. So,
Yeah.
we have tools that we use that integrate with our CRM. They integrate with our email so that people come in, they're getting a welcome email, they're getting the freebie that they requested, they're getting all these different things, and we didn't have to even touch it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's the other thing that we do. And then once all of that is set up, now we start going into other groups and leveraging their groups to generate leads and bring people into our groups. And we do this completely organically. I built my group from 0 to 5,000 members completely organically. And I did that in less than 90 days.
Wow.
And once I had 5,000 people inside of my group that were my ideal avatar, then I started running Facebook ads, because now I was making money. Now I could use some of that money to put towards ad spend, and I could take back some of my time that I was using for posting and commenting in other groups.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's the dream, right? Like, we become entrepreneurs because we want to make money and we want to have freedom of time. I mean, that's most people, if you ask them why they became an entrepreneur, that's pretty much it, right?
Right.
So as much as we can automate, we do. And, once all of that is set up, now we're talking about your offers. Okay, so now you've got people in your group. Now you have to have an engaging community, because what you don't want is a dead group. So
Right.
you've got to be providing value so that the members in your group are receiving value and also providing value. And it just starts to work like this well-oiled machine. It's a really beautiful process. So once all of that is dialed in, then we talk about scaling and how to get to the next level. And that's really what we go for in our accelerator program. But that's it. That's the basics. It's pretty simple. I'm not going to sit here and say it's easy. It requires work and dedication and consistency, just like anything.
Right.
But if you are committed to having this as a lead magnet for your ideal client on autopilot, then I promise you it is 100% worth it.
That's amazing. So I have a few questions.
Yes.
Can a dead group be salvaged, or do you need to start from scratch?
100%, absolutely. We have flipped groups that were dead and had like less than 500 members in them, no engagement, no posts, none of that stuff. Even I've seen groups with spam, where, we clean out the spam, we get rid of all that, and we change the name, we change the settings, we change the cover photo, we do all that kind of stuff. And now we have ourselves a money-making machine.
Wow. That is awesome.
Yes.
That's good to know because I do have some dead groups that make me very sad that they are dead. All right, here's another question. When you leverage other groups, that sounds tricky to me. Like, how do you choose which groups? Do you look at the rules and like just give me a little bit of overview on that, like choosing the groups and how you do it organically without getting in trouble and things like that.
That is the trickiest part of it.
Right. That's what I
So
would think.
we look at it on a case by case basis because we've got clients everywhere from manifestation and crystals to financial literacy businesses to a petting zoo. So I mean, it really just all depends
Yeah.
on what your business is, and you're gonna cut that out, right? And
I don't
and
know.
what
That was cute.
well, whether you do or don't, it's funny. Um, what your business is or your niche is, and we just kind of tailor it from there. And absolutely, we want to be respectful of other people's groups. Please be reading the rules.
Right.
Please don't be breaking the rules. If they say don't DM the people in my group, don't DM the people in their group. If we just want to be respectful, and we certainly don't want to get blocked from Facebook because you could sneeze and get put in Facebook jail.
Right.
That is another thing that we have combated repetitively, is
Mm.
keeping up with the algorithms, and it is ever changing.
Right.
And we do keep on top of it though, so that when they change, we adapt with them.
That's awesome. Really good. Okay, I had another question. I had three. Let me think. What was the third one? Oh, how long did it take you per day? Like when you were doing the organic first 5,000 people, how many hours a day do you think you spent working on
Yeah,
it?
I would say 2 to 3, because honestly, I would take like a solid hour to make the posts in the other groups. And then it's not all going to happen at once. It's going to happen over the course of the next few days. People are
Right.
going to comment and you're going to respond. And then, so the posting, I would say 30 minutes to an hour. And then just here and there, you're going to be responding. But you have to be doing like copy and paste. One thing that I did probably about a month in was hire a VA.
Oh,
So I would have the VA drive the traffic, and that was also, it's like once you're starting to bring in some revenue, you can reinvest that money back into your business and say, okay, now we're going to allocate this for this, so I don't have to spend time doing this, and now I can spend time doing that. And that's the beautiful thing about it.
that is a great goal. Yes. Less time working on your business or in your business.
In your business
Right.
and more on it, because honestly, like, that is the key to scaling. You're going to have to delegate, you're going to have to automate. Otherwise, you're not going to scale unless you don't sleep. I mean, if you don't sleep,
Right.
then by all means, but we
But
have lives
please
too.
sleep.
Yeah.
So, what do you think is the biggest obstacle you're seeing with your clients in doing this process? Like, what's their biggest hang up that they have trouble getting through?
A lot of them get very frustrated with the tech part.
Oh,
And that is why I am just so very blessed and grateful for my partner, because
yeah.
she is absolutely brilliant when it comes to the tech piece. I know for me, if I didn't have her, I would still get to where I was going, but it would certainly not have happened so quickly.
Oh,
So I'm always an advocate for collaborations, because we all have our God-given gifts and talents. And we need to leverage those too. Like, there's things that I do that she hates, and there's things that I hate that she does very well. And so it works nicely.
Perfect. I love that. A good
Yeah,
division of responsibilities and passions and skills.
absolutely.
It's really good to find a good partner.
It is.
And I know a lot of people that have had partners in their business that, eventually it just doesn't work and then they end up on their own. So you are very blessed.
And it's so funny. The other day, we were on a coaching call with our clients, and one of them asked us, she's like, I want to have what you have. It's like when you see the perfect couple and you're like, oh,
Right?
relationship goals, right? And she
Right.
was like, I would love to have a partner. She was like, how do I go about finding someone, like you guys? And we were like, we didn't even know this existed, and we weren't even looking for a partnership. It's like when you're not looking for a spouse or something, and they
Yeah.
just kind of appear.
Yes.
Neither one of us had any desire to partner up. We're both kind of type A personality,
So fun.
and it just kind of happened. And I mean, just blessed is the word. It really, really is.
Yeah. Very. That is amazing. Yeah. So, here's a thought for you to think about. $1 Million Mom Society cruise.
Yes, we are all about it. I would love to collaborate on that.
Wouldn't
And
that be fun?
let's manifest that right now, right
Yes,
here.
for sure. That would be super fun. I would love that. And you've got a cruise port just down the street,
Yes, we do.
down the
Yes.
freeway. I lived in Fort Lauderdale for a while, so I'm a little bit familiar with Florida. Not super, but yeah. I
Florida's huge. I'm actually from New Jersey. I moved to Florida about 2 years ago. I live in the
yeah,
Orlando area. So
okay.
my cruise port is, well, technically my cruise port of choice is still Miami because we love Miami. We love
Yeah,
South Beach, but obviously, it's not, it's like a 3 hour drive. So
right.
Port Canaveral is like
Oh
right in our
yeah,
backyard,
that's
and
right.
it's beautiful. So um it's really nice. We love cruises. I'm super excited for learning about more of what you do in your cruises, and
Yeah.
it's just awesome. It's just such a great time. And then to be able to combine that with your business, I mean,
Right.
that's got to be fantastic.
I know. And when you're away from all the regular distractions and in a totally new environment of a cruise, your brain opens up and you get ideas you never would have thought of on land. So I
Absolutely.
love it. Plus it's a tax write-off and it's fun and there's
Beat that.
networking and you make friends forever with the people that you spend that week with. So yeah, I love it.
Yes, it's so true.
My shameless plug. For cruises. I always have a cruise planned. Right now I have 3 open. So yeah, I am all about cruising. I went on a cruise when I was first married and I loved it. And then we went on a family cruise about 5 years later. And I was a graphic designer and I asked my client, she does travel books. She's a travel agent. I said, is there any way that I could like cruise for free? Because I was already addicted to cruises. And she's like, oh my gosh, it's so easy. You just book a group cruise with a theme and then you rent it and you make enough that it's free for you. And I was like, what? Teach me. So she taught me how to do it. And this, my 9th cruise is coming up. So I have definitely
Yes,
run with it.
that is genius.
I
Not
know.
only can you cruise for free, but you can make money on it. I
Right.
mean, really, does it get any better than that?
It really doesn't. Get paid to cruise.
Yes, sign me
Yeah.
up.
Right? I know it's the best ever. Okay, well, this was awesome. You're amazing. I'm really inspired by what you have done especially because Facebook groups are so unfigure outable to me that you have done it is super inspiring. So I am so excited. Definitely we will put the workshop in the notes so people can go do the workshop. That'll be awesome. Any free gifts? I mean, not you don't have to, and I'll cut this out if you say no. But most people, when I interview them, have a free gift for my audience. Do you want to give anything away to them?
Sure. We have the $1 Million Mom Manifestation Playbook, and it's a $97 value. I'd be happy to offer it for free.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome. Thank you. I'll put that in the notes too. All right, before we go, do you have any last words of advice or encouragement or anything?
I just like to tell everybody, when we're on this journey and we're trying to figure things out, we're spinning our wheels, and we think that it's never going to happen. I just want to tell you that I know what that's like because I've been there, and not even that long ago. So stay the course. There is a way. For me, it's Facebook groups. I am a huge advocate for it because I've seen the magic.
Yeah.
And I just want to share this with as many women as possible. So don't get frustrated. Remember your why you started, why you're on this journey of, whether it's entrepreneurship or being a business owner or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And also, I always love to just share with people. I'm I'm a firm believer that we shape our destinies by our beliefs,
Oh yeah.
and particularly our beliefs in ourselves. So whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you are correct.
Right. I love that quote. It's
Thank
beautiful
you.
and powerful. All right. Well, thank you so much. Again, this is Anisa Crespo. She is the co-founder of $1 Million Mom Society. And look for all of her links along with this video, whether you see it on YouTube or you look at it on my podcast or even Facebook. I will drop all the links below so that you can connect with her and join her group, because all of my pretty much 95% of my audience are mompreneurs. So they're going to want to hook
Awesome.
up with you. So
Awesome.
thank you.
Kelly, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're awesome. And I'll see you on a cruise soon.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next time.